Today, I want to share some thoughts on a couple of verses that you may be familiar with. They're found in Colossians 3, verses 23 and 24. The verses say, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving." We often apply these verses to our job. But these verses say, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. They don't say the things that you get paid for, or the things that you love to do, or the things that you excel at. They say, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. Whether we want to admit it or not, the truth is the majority of us don't fully apply these verses. We prefer to pick and choose which areas of our life we want to work hard at. Perhaps you've worked hard for your company, but when it comes to your home or your family, you've let some things slide. Perhaps you've pushed tasks onto people that you could easily handle yourself. And these verses sometimes hit me hard as well, because like the majority of us, I know I have room to improve. Just like anyone who follows Christ, I want to honor God. So to think that He sees everything and knows the times when I'm not putting in my best effort and I do just enough to get by, that brings conviction to me. I want to share 3 ways that we can ensure that we're applying these verses fully. As you listen, I hope you'll ask God to show you the areas you need to work harder at, and I pray that He'll help you to work fully in a way that honors Him, and I'm going to do the same. Number 1, remember who you're working for. Our primary motivation for working hard shouldn't be to make more money or to please an earthly boss or to impress others. Having money and pleasing others aren't bad things. In fact, sometimes they are natural consequences of working hard. But if that's our motivation, it's too easy to let things slide in our work. For those who give of their time to serve at a ministry or local nonprofit, we should put just as much energy into the work we do there as we do our job. These verses aren't limited to our careers, but encompass everything we do. And if we want to truly honor God, then whatever we set out to accomplish each day, we should do with everything we have. Number 2, prioritize the most important tasks you're given. People often work best when they know what their goals are for each day. I have a paper planner that I use to write down all of the tasks I want to accomplish for that week. Not only does this keep me motivated, it reduces the level of stress I would have as I can see exactly what needs to be done and complete that in the order of the importance of each task. God wants to be involved in every aspect of our lives, and He knows what matters most in each of our lives, much more than we do. Perhaps you can take time to pray and seek His guidance as you plan out your week. Then you'll be able to focus the majority of your time and energy on the tasks or goals that are most important in your situation. Number 3, find ways you can improve on your work. Don't simply settle for good enough. This isn't an expectation for perfection. If you're striving for perfection in any area, that probably means that either there's another area in your life that's being neglected, or you are placing too much stress on yourself. Perfection isn't a sustainable goal. However, if you're given a task, you should keep working at it until you know that you've given your best to it. Once you've given everything you have, then you can rest knowing you did your best. Perhaps, if there's time, you can even go back and review your work after you've taken time to rest and reflect on it. I know whether I've given my best to a task or not after I've finished. Sometimes, if I'm able, I will go back and tweak something to make it a bit better. God knows the gifts He's placed inside of us. He knows if we're truly giving it everything we have. Without His approval, no other person's approval will make any difference. So if you sense God showing you how to improve on your work, you should take the time to do so. These verses challenge me to do better in every area of my life. I know there's always room for me to improve in these 3 areas, but I continually work on it so that I can honor God in everything I do. Not so I may be rewarded, but so I know that I've made God happy. I hope and pray that you'll do the same. Thank you for watching this video. If this message inspired you and you would like to invest in my ministry, you can do so at the link on the screen.